Hello again, and welcome to the Night Wolf Temple. This is the Night Wolf speaking, and I will be doing another one of my The Wolf Speaks sessions today. I enjoyed the last one and will be doing more in the future. Today, the title of my talk is What You Watch Can Also Change You. And here on the card you see this is a card from the Lord of the Rings tarot deck. This is the King of Rings, and on the card you see Saruman, the White, gazing into a palantir, which is a magical object that allows him to see far. But in the story of the Lord of the Rings, the palantir corrupts Saruman over time, because what he doesn't realize is that the great enemy can also use the palantir to see him and influence him. And the germ for this talk started, of course, I consume quite a bit of YouTube myself. I find it to be a very educational platform, not only for practical things, but also metaphysical and philosophical. I enjoy listening to people talk on different topics. And one thing that I have noticed, though, is that there are creators on YouTube that seem to have a contempt for their audience. And this contempt is often hidden, but then you'll see it expressed. You'll see it, that hidden anger towards their audience express itself in some of their videos. And what I mean by this is sometimes a creator will have a video where they are speaking directly to their audience in a way that, if they were talking to you in person that way, they might want to think twice about it. And this happened to me with someone that I respected very much. I was a fan of his channel, and I'd even bought his book. And I find the knowledge in the book to be very valuable. But what I discovered is that over time, you could tell that his success was getting to his head, and he made a video that was basically insulting his audience. And I thought about it for a second, and I said, well, I think I've got all the value that I can from this person. And so I unsubscribed, and I haven't watched his channel, and I haven't found I've missed anything since then. But I've noticed this with a few creators, and it seems like, you could look at it as, well, maybe they've changed, but maybe that was always there and they just hid it very well. And so we don't really know with people like for example, with Saruman, in this example, maybe he was always, maybe that was always an element of him, is to want power and control, and the palantir just brought that out more and kept it from being hidden. Another example from Lord of the Rings I think about is someone like Grima Wormtongue, who sits and whispers poison into the ear of the King Theoden. And sometimes I feel like with social media, we have to be very careful of what we allow whispering into our ears. And I would say in particular, in the self-help genre, in the therapy speak genre, there's a lot of, that audience is vulnerable, because you're out here open and looking for solutions. And when you are out and open like that, openly saying, like, I'm open to solutions, that's where things like cult leaders, manipulators can come in and really take advantage of that. And so I guess what I want to say is that, I guess we're all perfect and imperfect at the same time. And I think that everybody should, there's nothing wrong with self-improvement, but also understand that there's nothing really wrong with you right now either. And you don't have to wait for happiness. You don't have to wait to be satisfied. You don't have to wait. And, I hear this a lot in the dating advice sphere. People, oh, you need to wait until you're ready to receive love. That's BS. That's absolute BS. No one ever achieves that perfect state. I know that in the story of the Buddha, there's a moment at which he achieves enlightenment, but I think for most of us, we have life is ups and downs. It's strikes and gutters, as the dude would say. It's crests of hills and then low valleys, and so I don't think there's a point at which you're ready to receive. But I guess what I want to say is just be careful who you make your heroes. You may find out that they're not really worth following or listening to. And if there is someone, an influencer that you like, that is saying things that or a creator that you like that's saying things that don't seem right, it's perfectly okay to walk away from that person. I think one of the issues with, I love YouTube, and I love that it's that anyone can create videos, but at the same time, people that are making a living off of this platform, they have to generate content. And so the longer someone just talks and talks and talks about anything, eventually they're going to start saying things that are either repeating the same idea over and over again, or saying things that are just straight up wrong. Because, even the most intelligent person, if they have to talk for 5 hours a day, might end up saying things that are wrong. So that's really the gist of the thought is it's okay to question what you're hearing. And if there's someone you're following on social media, or someone in your life who is telling you things, or trying to tell you who you are, and it's in a negative way, and it's in a way that doesn't really sit right with who you know yourself to be, you don't have to listen to them. You don't have to put up with that. You can define who you are, and you do that through your actions, and you don't let other people tell you who you are. So that's my talk for today. A little bit rambly, but I appreciate you listening. And if you like what I do here, please, do the YouTube thing and subscribe, leave a comment. And I hope to continue to do these heart-to-heart wolf speak episodes, because I think they're a lot of fun for me, and I have a lot of things on my mind. So just be careful about looking into the Palantir, and the Palantir could be, that could be your phone or your TV, and understand that the effect goes both ways, and what we watch and what we let into our eyes and ears can change us too. Thank you, dear ones.